Hello, YouTube. This is my first official video of my content that I am going to be regularly posting to my channel. So, if you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, turn on the notifications, ring that bell. Today I will be talking about my favorite top 10 Royal Rumble matches. Just the matches themselves, not the entire event. Um, with the Royal Rumble coming up Saturday, I will also be doing predictions with my brother, and we will hopefully be putting that video out right before the Rumble on Saturday. Hopefully, we can get it done Friday night, and we will be predicting every match, the winner of every match. We will be tallying up the points, and we will be fighting for this title. And yes, it spins. My brother and me put money together and got a replica belt, and this is our predictions championship belt. Currently, this is why the belt is with me, because currently I am the champion and have been champion since last year, right before Mania of last year. So hopefully I repeat this year, and we will be recording our predictions, and then I will be posting the results, a video of the results, whether or not I still have the championship or not. We also do it with one other person, but he is not available to be on video, so we will just have his predictions as well. But he also could very well possibly become champion after Saturday. So we will see. But for now and for today, I am doing my favorite top 10 Royal Rumble matches. That is very hard for me to say. If everybody who knows me knows I have a speech impediment, so I'm going to try to limit how many times I say those two words together. So, without further ado, my number 10 is the 1989 match. The very first one. Jim Duggan, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, wins the very first one that actually meant anything. And it really wasn't a spectacular match. Definitely not a 5-star match, but it was the very first one. So for me, it's got to be in the top 10 because it was such an iconic match idea, and it's led to very good ones and very bad ones. So we will hopefully see a lot more good ones than bad ones with the new Triple H era. But with number 9, it's the 2020 Royal Rumble. The winner of that one was Drew McIntyre. I did not like the fact that they started the match with Brock Lesnar just eliminating everybody else who just came out after him. It kind of made the MVP return kind of lackluster, because it's like, okay, great, he's back, it's nice to see him, and gets in the ring and just goes bye-bye. But that is also the match where Edge returned after 10 years of having to retire live on Raw. He returned at the 2020 Royal Rumble, and that crowd went insane. And that reason, and the reason with Drew McIntyre eliminating Brock Lesnar, setting up that match for Mania, with Drew eventually winning the match. Spoilers, I guess. The crowd went insane for that moment too. So there was a lot of moments that were just on top of each other that added up, and it made it to the number 9 spot for me. Number 8, the 2008 Royal Rumble. John Cena at Madison Square Garden, returning after, I believe, his tricep torn. And he was supposed to be gone for, I think, 9 to 10 months. And he came back in 3. I saw a video where he said he did physical therapy 3 times a day, and it just kind of happened that he was ready by Rumble. I did not like the setup, the stage area, how short of a way it was from the entrance to the ring. I did like a lot of the returns, a lot of the surprise entrance, bringing back some legends, and just it was a good match. It was a good Rumble. It had a lot of moments that, if you go back and watch it, they're really good. There were a couple spots that just didn't work, but that's wrestling. Number 7, I have at the 1992 Rumble, Ric Flair winning that one, entering number 3. That's impressive for that time. I did like the fact that the title belt was on the line. So that made it a little more of a added bonus for it. There wasn't necessarily a match at Mania, but the title was on the line, so whoever won that match became the world champion. And Ric Flair, one of the best to do it, enter it at number 3, which, yeah, they only had, 3 Rumbles at that point, and to win it at number 3 itself was impressive at that time. Number 6, the 2018 match with Shinsuke Nakamura, winning that one. I did like the little swerve they did at the end where people thought Roman might win. He did not. Shinsuke had just kind of debuted previously to the Rumble, and it was nice to see him getting shown the love. Unfortunately, it didn't work out at Mania, and that love was not shown for that match between him and AJ Styles. Those two have put on 5-star matches around the world, and I was really hoping to see that at Mania, the showcase of the Immortals. And it was kind of lackluster. But for the Rumble itself, I believe it was really good. I do want to add a disclaimer and apologize for anybody who might get offended by this, but I do not have a women's Royal Rumble match in my top 10. There hasn't been enough. With 2018, that was the very first Rumble match for the women, and I believe they did get it right with the winner, Asuka winning it. But there just hasn't been any women's Royal Rumble match that I could put above any of these on my list. It's just, for me, it's not possible. Number 5, we are now in the top 5. These ones, the next 3 could have gone kind of either way. I was kind of torn on it. I kind of struggled at this point in my list of trying to know where to put them on my list. But I believe I came up with a good one. 2023, Cody Rhodes. The first Cody Rhodes Rumble wins. That one was also the one where he came back at number 30, I believe. And beat Gunther in almost a match itself. The final 2, Gunther and Cody Rhodes, went on for 20 more minutes before Gunther was eliminated. And I just like that in a Rumble match. Usually there are the final 2, and it's right after 2 are left, 1 gets eliminated, or 2 minutes, 3 minutes later, one of them's getting eliminated. They put on another 20-minute match, and Gunther had already been there from, I believe, the number 2 spot, and they just went on and went over an hour, and Cody Rhodes ended up getting it. Unfortunately, he couldn't finish his story until the very next year, but it was still a really good Rumble match. There were a few spots where I was like, ouch, that would hurt. I like those in a Rumble match. I like those spots where getting thrown outside and watching them land and be like, okay, you took that really well. Spots in the ring too. There was a lot of spots in the ring that just, you could tell there was chemistry between a lot of the people in the ring. Number 4, we'll get there, YouTube. Just bear with me, please. Number 4, 2010, Edge. Like I said earlier, Edge returning at the 2020 Royal Rumble and to that massive pop. Beautiful. He did it again in 2010. This time, this was the first time, and it wasn't as iconic because he wasn't gone for 10 years previously to his return, but it was still an injury where he shouldn't have been back that early, and he just recovered a lot quicker than anyone else expected him to, running to the ring, spearing everybody, just like he did in the 2020 Royal Rumble. But he actually won this one, and all in all, it was a great Rumble for me. I enjoyed it. I go back every once in a while and I watch it. So for me, it sits inside the top 10. It actually sits inside the top 5 now that I think about it. Number 3, we're going to go the 2001 Royal Rumble, also known as the Hardcore Royal Rumble to some of us fans. This is the one where they just started bringing in weapons. I believe Raven came in with a cart down to the ring, just started throwing in weapons. Kane set the record for 13 years with the most eliminations with 11. Drew Carey showed up in that Royal Rumble. Haku was in that Royal Rumble. And it was Stone Cold Steve Austin's 3rd Rumble victory, giving him the record of most Royal Rumble wins of all time. So, all in all, it was a great Rumble. It really was. That was during the Attitude Era, and a lot of those wrestlers I grew up watching every day. The number 2 Royal Rumble. Now, let's pause real quick and just acknowledge the fact that these 2 Royal Rumbles that are coming up with the 2006 and my number 1 spot, I had a very tough time placing these ones. They, again, back and forth, flip every other week for me. But as of right now, currently, this is where it sits, and the 2006 Royal Rumble with Rey Mysterio winning it sits at the number 2 spot. The only reason why it sits at number 2 is because I would have liked to seen more from Rey Mysterio instead of just hugging the bottom rope. There was a couple spots where he would get attacked, he would wrap his arms and legs around the bottom rope and, get hit again, let go of the rope, and he'd hug back onto the rope, and it didn't really seem like he was fighting that much or doing that much. They just kind of kept him on the ground to keep him in the match for him to win it, but for him to enter at number 2, win it for his friend, the late great Eddie Guerrero, who had just recently passed at that time. It was just so memorable and just so heartfelt that it has to sit at number 2. I personally believe he is the first person to win it from the number 2 spot. However, 1999, McMahon won the Rumble from the number 2, but I don't really give it to him on that one because he spent a lot of that 95%, if not 99% of that match outside of the ring on commentary, and then just got back in the ring and just won the match. So I don't really think he fought for it that much. So I'm giving it to Rey Mysterio. This is my channel if you don't like it. Anyway, 2006 Royal Rumble, Rey Mysterio for the late great Eddie Guerrero. May he rest in peace. Hopefully they add him to the Hall of Fame. But we will see. Wait. Is he? In the comments. I will fact check myself. Actually, I will fact check myself right now. I'm pretty sure he did. He got inducted. Yes, he did. 2006, he got inducted. I'm an idiot. I am sorry, YouTube, that you had to sit here and deal with that. I cannot believe I forgot that. So, moving on. My number 1 spot. This one is probably going to maybe get a little bit of heat for. 2004, Chris Benoit, Royal Rumble winner from the number 1 spot. I know what he did. I'm not oblivious to that one. That one I know for sure what he did. But in the ring, his work was just legendary. There's no other word for it. He is easily top 5 best wrestlers inside that ring. I will not touch on the subject of what happened outside the ring. If you don't know, I just fact checked myself, and we have smartphones. If you want to look it up, look it up. If not, stay oblivious. But inside that ring, Chris Benoit was one of the greatest to ever lace up a pair of boots. And in that Royal Rumble, he entered number 1. He actually fought a lot of the people. He did not spend most of his time on his back in that match. He was eliminating a lot of people that he should not have by himself been eliminating, like Mark Henry. I mean, it was just one of the most impressive Rumble victories, and at the time, he was the only second person to ever do it from the number 1, Shawn Michaels being the first. But still, I don't care what he did outside of that ring. If I'm making a video talking about wrestling on this channel, I will gladly mention Chris Benoit by name whenever the subject comes up, because that man was one of the greatest to ever do it. So, anyway, that is why it is my number 1, because it was just a really good match, all in all, the whole performances from everybody. So YouTube, that was a bit of a struggle. I will get better. I will improve. We are going to get there, and we are going to make some great content. I don't know what I'm going to do to figure it out, but I'm going to do it. So, YouTube, until next time, stay safe. I love y'all. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the bell, please. It means a lot to me. Your support will give me the motivation to do better. And I will be making more and more content as the days go on. Love you, YouTube.